BoLS fans, AdamHarry back in with another quick BoLS overview. I got Stable A back again.
Hello.
And we're going to be taking a look today at Duel in the Sun, which is the African and Italian campaigns, obviously for bolt action.
Yeah.
Flip the back. I'm on this side this time.
Oh.
So again, it's from Osprey Publishing, Warlord Games, obviously, for bolt action. Abe's more of our historian around these parts, I like to call him. So, Abe, what's this one all about, dude?
So what we've got here is the campaign book, and actually, even though it says it's the African and Italian campaigns, we actually get a bonus out of this book.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's going to give you the rules to do pretty much all the Mediterranean campaigns, and that's going to include Greece and Crete.
Okay.
So you get a little extra bonus there.
Well, real quick, too, who are some of the major players in the Mediterranean at this time?
So mostly this is going to be looking, you're going to have, for armies, you're going to have British Army, and that's going to include, the whole Commonwealth. So Australians, Anzacs, Indians, and
we'll
British
get into
troops.
some of those.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
They're of course going to have Montgomery as their big general.
Right.
You're going to obviously have the Germans with Rommel and the Africa Corps.
You better.
And you're going to have a lot of Italians in this book.
Okay.
And then later on, we're going to see Americans with Eisenhower and the landings and Operation Torch.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's what we got going on in this book, and most of
any
book,
Patton at all?
I think you get some Patton here too. Yeah, he'll be there too with the other generals.
Okay.
All the big
Operation Torch.
Yeah.
Greece and Crete. Duel in the Desert.
Yeah. So this is kind of the thing you can see.
Mussolini strikes. Yeah. Okay.
We got Duel in the Desert, Operation Torch in Tunisia, and then we've got the invasion of Italy here.
Okay.
Sicily and Italy. So what we're really going to have, a lot of the beginning of the book is going to be historical background on stuff.
Yep.
Lots of good pictures of the bolt action models. They look really great.
Oh yeah. Having it all painted up looks great.
Yeah. So lots of that, and then just detailed campaign missions, basically, backgrounds.
Okay. So this actually talks. Go back a page real quick. Oh, that's a good picture.
Yeah, that's actually straight from one of the Osprey
This is talking
books.
about kind of the forces that were, like we mentioned, were in the area. So this takes place 1940 to 41.
Yep.
40 through 43 is the war in Africa, and this is kind of the Italians.
Yeah.
Part of that. And it's gonna have sections for most of the armies in there, right?
Yeah, it's gonna have sections for pretty much all the armies at one point, and then you've got, of course, they bring in a lot of pictures from the Osprey, Men at War, the actual military, their history books. This is straight from one of those.
Yeah, and these books are obviously historically accurate. This is what they actually wore. I don't feel this guy. It may not be the most comfortable guy in the desert.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks hot, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Warm.
We've got, for camel-based units even, they've got some background on those, because there were a few units that rode camels even this late.
Wow, okay. Hey, they worked.
Yeah. So this is, East Africa. This is actually, starting all over the desert rats and stuff.
Okay.
And then we got just all the different special rules.
Okay, so yeah, Operation Compass special rules. So if you wanted to recreate that theater of war, you've got the actual operation. You can kind of play through there. And these rules, again, based on the historical event.
Based on historical event.
Modified.
And in the back of the book, we're actually going to have a lot of more special rules too.
Okay.
So it's going to kind of tell you here what you can use, or what you should use to represent each side.
Okay.
So the Italians use this kind of platoon, the War in Africa Reinforced Platoon, which comes from the Army book, for what book that comes from. And then the British
Armies of Italy in the Axis book, and it actually gives you. That's nice. It actually gives you the page number.
Yeah.
To go find that. If you have it already, that's what you would use for this campaign.
And then
that is really cool.
The British and Commonwealth use these things, and you'll see that for all the different theaters and campaigns, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Plus the special rules, and then you're gonna have a lot of scenarios. This book is a lot of scenarios, so it's really great if you want to do those. And then occasionally you're gonna get some special units you guys can use too. So that's pretty cool stuff.
Nice to have like Indian from India units. That's Sikh medium mortar team. Okay.
Yeah. So they got a lot of different stuff. Like this one to show how many troops they could bring out of India. The Indian force gets a free 10-man regular infantry section. With rifles, so you might just get some free troops because you got a lot of men.
No games just give you free troops like that. Well, that never happened.
So then we got, Greece and Crete. That's going to be real early war.
Operation Mercury, Mardia, and Greece and Crete. Yeah. So it actually does have some historical information,
a lot
background.
of information, yeah.
Playing it in context makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then, of course, more scenarios.
More and more scenarios.
And this kind of repeats.
This is pretty much how it's going to go through the whole book. You're going to have... I'm just going to flip. I'm just going to flip through here. So you got
that one's a pretty famous one.
Brook. Yeah, absolutely. Duel in the Desert. So this is going to be kind of Rommel versus Montgomery.
Okay.
Special rules and all of that kind of thing. See, Rommel's got his own special rule there.
He's some kind of military smarty pants, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of big deal?
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal, I hear. But Patton read his book.
So, I heard that was the trick.
That was the trick,
book,
yeah.
And then boom, you got him.
You got him.
That is not entirely accurate. But we've already uncovered this is a ton of different scenarios.
And this is scenario 7 of the 3rd campaign that we have in here.
Right. So it's not just 7 scenarios.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we're up here and we get to, Operation Torch. These are the Americans come in.
Yep.
Another, some more great artwork over here if you can see that.
Yep, you can kind of make that out. That's really cool looking.
There's some really cool artwork.
And again, most of the picture catalog a lot comes from the Osprey guys. The miniatures actually come from Bolt Action and Warlord. So.
Yeah. Again, more rules for that specific thing. And we just go here. So
I love these too. These little historical things.
So these are actually going to be special characters you can take.
Yeah.
That are historical figures, famous officers or units from the size. So this is Otto Skorzeny, who was a really famous SS commando guy.
Okay.
Rescued Mussolini when he was captured at one point.
Oh wow.
Very famous. Not a nice guy. Not a good guy at all.
He could have been very nice. Probably not.
No. He was SS. He wasn't nice.
Not a nice guy.
But he's got the special role, the most dangerous man in Europe.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much was actually.
Pretty much, yeah. Fairly accurate.
Yeah.
I remember these. I did the St. Petersburg, the Russian campaign,
right?
With not Petersburg,
Leningrad.
Leningrad, thank you.
Yeah.
And Stalingrad. They actually have Vasily Zaitsev. They made the movie off of that guy.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of these throughout the different
the
campaign books.
Yeah.
So.
And this is actually it's not. Normally, it's not you take one guy, but this is, the officer and 2 men, so this is him and his buddies.
Yeah, because he's a team of guys.
Yeah.
So
you've got that, and then, of course, you've got a little bit of background information on him. Some really great, both artwork and then...
Kind of the recreation, if you look at it. It's kind of like, there's the artwork fighting for the factory.
Yeah.
And then we've got the American advance. It's kind of like mirroring that.
Yeah, it's really great. And this is moving into Italy, the invasion of Italy now. The Gothic line, and then we've got all the different missions for that and stuff.
Yep. More scenarios.
Bridgehead. They've got...
I'm just holding it, so...
Yeah, they've got famous...
We're on 15, scenario 15.
And this is just for Italy.
Right.
And this is Anzio, which was the famous amphibious landing.
Yeah, and again,
by Rome.
Just for, Defensive Italy Reinforcement Platoon, Armies of Germany, page 85. That's the book, that's the page number. U.S., you use Anzio, the Road to Rome Reinforcement Platoon, Armies of the United States, page 65. So you've got the actual page numbers. If you have those books,
it's really great.
You know exactly what you're doing.
Funny thing. Oh, you got another here. We've got another special character kind of thing. This one for time for the U.S.
Yep.
And funny thing about Anzio is you can go there today.
Yeah.
To the beaches. I went there a few years ago, but you can't actually get to where the battle took place, because it's an active Italian naval gunnery station.
Whoops.
And so they will still test their fire guns there.
Oh, wow.
And the locals say sometimes, in the summer when they're out there firing the guns, sometimes it sounds like the battle's still going on.
Oh, wow.
Because you've got these big, heavy artillery cannons firing on the beach still.
Okay.
to test stuff. But beautiful cemeteries. One of the few American overseas World War II cemeteries.
Okay.
Much like the one at Normandy, we have one in Anzio and some great British ones. So,
wow,
really beautiful place actually.
So go check that out in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or play it on the battlefield.
There you go. Recreate on the battlefield.
Yeah, play it out. Cool. So, and that's most of the book goes on like that. This is towards the end. This is the end of Italy, and then we're actually going to have the new scenario rule section, which is at the end, and that's going to give us some special rules like how to field multinational forces.
Oh yeah, like the French
Foreign Legion, or the mixed forces of different British units.
Right.
And then also rules for fighting in the desert, which is of course pretty
kind
important.
Of a big deal.
Kind of important here. Yeah.
You can see that being a thing to consider.
Yeah. So you've got environmental effects, climate conditions, how to dig in the desert,
all of the same.
Weather effects. So you can even have a sandstorm come in the middle of your battle and just ruin everything.
Wow. They thought of pretty much everything.
Yeah. And then more rules for how to dig in and stuff.
Yeah. So this is pretty comprehensive.
Geronimo, air landing.
If you want to play this campaign in North Africa, Italy, pretty much the whole Mediterranean thing. So very cool stuff. There's some glider landing rules that we saw, more pictures.
Yep.
And then, again, specialty rules for mud and frostbite.
Yeah, these are going to be, once you're up in Italy for amphibious landings like at Anzio, and then up in the Italian mountains, the mud and frostbite and stuff.
Wow.
And that's your book.
There you go. So go check this out. Again, Bolt Action Duel in the Sun. This is in stores now, also available on their website. The Warlord Games website is probably going to be the easiest to find.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool campaign. Lots of historical details in the book, obviously, as we went through.
Mm-hmm.
I always appreciate that about the Warlord game, the Bolt Action stuff in particular. They always have a ton of really cool stuff historically. So, yeah. Any final thoughts you want to say about this one?
No, yeah, it's a well put together book. It's a beautiful book. Even if you don't play Bolt Action a lot or aren't super interested in it, if you're interested in the period and the history, or want to do any kind of wargaming in it, it's a good book to check out and just get a good concise history of some of the military stuff and interesting read and stuff. Yeah,
that's a good point too. Going off of that, even if you don't play this game, if you play tabletop games in general, there's dozens of scenarios in here.
Oh yeah, you could adapt a lot of them.
You could totally adapt them. You could take the setups, take the maps, take the style of game, take the theme, whatever, and recreate that in a completely different setting.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing maybe a smaller scale, whether it's 15 mil, 8 mil, 6 mil, whatever, all the way up to a completely different genre, sci-fi game if you wanted to borrow those elements and do that. You totally do that.
So great book, great game. I'd check it out.
Go check it out. It's in stores now. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS Souls.
And I'm Stable Abe from BoLS Souls.
And thanks again for watching. Have a good one.